You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers for October 20th through the 24th. We're going to talk about Johnny plotting and Chad losing patience. It's Melinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, hit that subscribe button. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what is ahead the rest of this week to give you some context for the next week's spoilers. So on Wednesday, October 15th on Days, we have got Abe quite upset because Theo has accepted the CEO job at DiMera working for Tony and, telling Abe he's going to go to work there. And Abe's like, no. However, Paulina disagrees. She hugs Theo. She's taking his side. She's advocating for him. And Paulina looks like is going to take Abe to task over telling him he can't take this job. It's a fantastic opportunity. EJ's not at the company. Tony is one of the few good DiMeras, if that is indeed Tony. So what's the harm? Ariana and Holly reunite since Tate convinced Holly to not get on the plane to Paris. So Aaron is on edge on Wednesday. After leaving the airport, Tate and Holly are at the Brady pub. They run into Aaron, and Tate excitedly tells Aaron he is not the father of Sophia's baby. That is going to absolutely blindside Aaron, and I think because we all know why, because if Tate's not the dad, well, that kind of points to his best friend being the dad. So is Aaron going to confess that he also slept with Sophia before she knew she was pregnant? Because Tate and Aaron are going to talk alone. And that would be the perfect time for him to come clean. Sophia confesses everything she's been up to, talking to her lawyer, Melinda. And the legal eagle may worry about some backlash or repercussions because of the phony adoption. It looks like Sophia is wreaking havoc, and that is just putting a big spotlight on the two of them. I'm very curious to see if Sophia confirms to Melinda who fathered her baby. Like if she says, well, if it wasn't Tate, it has to be, unless there's some other guy or guys that we don't know about and never saw on the screen. Chanel and Johnny are worried. They're over at the bookstore in Horton Town Square, and they run into Chanel's mom, Paulina, there. And I'm sure they're talking about Lil T, because with all the crap that Sophia pulled, they don't know if they're going to be able to adopt Tesoro, even with the help that Rafe has offered to give them and that Paulina is trying to give them. On Thursday, October 16th on Days of Our Lives, we have got Alex swaggering into the pub, and he introduces himself to Jeremy Horton as Stephanie Johnson's boyfriend and tells him, stay away from her. Now, Jeremy says he's a new man. He's put all that stuff behind him. That's not who he is. But will Alex getting in his face trigger Jeremy? We still don't know if he's really changed. Can a leopard change its spots? I think Jeremy might still be a monster, but I am enjoying seeing Michael Rourke recast in the role. Leo questions EJ about the blackout, about the construction zone, and he may also be questioning him about his intentions with Gwen, but that last part really isn't part of the article that Leo is likely working on for the Salem Spectator about the blackout that we know was caused. EJ is trying to blame it on the power infrastructure being lacking in the city, but I think we all know he's putting in dodgy science stuff. Chad gets some advice from Jeremy, and I wonder if he's going to talk to him about his recent breakup with Kat and the ultimatum he is getting from his fifth grader, Thomas. So it'll be interesting since Jeremy is Thomas's teacher. Presumably he has experience with kids this age, but I don't know if anything could prepare Jeremy to deal with psychotic little Rachel Black. Kate has an update for Rafe. Now, she went down to the clinic. She snuck around. She took pictures. She even went through the drywall that Leo knocked out into the soon-to-be impenetrable laboratory, snapped a bunch of pictures. So I'm interested to see if they draw any conclusions from the photos that she got. Stephanie and Alex are in a mood to celebrate on Thursday, so one stormy night may be on the bestsellers list, or maybe they're toasting her moving into his apartment officially. On Friday, October 17th's episode of Days of Our Lives, we've got Steve and Kayla enjoying spending time together. They've been working a lot lately. There's been a lot of stress, so they take a day off work and they decide just to spend it together. We'll see how that goes or if somebody interrupts. Holly and Tate are making plans. So it looks like they are trying to figure out a way to expose Sophia's lies about the baby, expose the identity of the real father of her baby, and expose whatever chicanery she was up to with this adoption. They want to take her down. Brady and Johnny also talk about Sophia, and those two are comparing notes, and I'm interested to see what else they might figure out from this. Alex and Stephanie are crafting a plan, and I wonder if they are going to reveal her identity as the author. You know, maybe they feel like they can't keep it secret now that Jeremy knows, now that a few people know. However, their plan might just be how to find out if Jeremy really is changed or if he's still a good for nothing and they need to, run him out of town. They definitely need to tell the Hortons what horrible things he did to her, because they think Kat is terrible, but the Jeremy's fine. I think they need a reality check. The week of October 20th through the 24th on Days of Our Lives, we are going to find out by then if Aaron's going to come clean to Tate before it comes out from Sophia, or another way that Aaron is likely the baby daddy because he slept with Sophia right after Tate ticked her off by calling her Holly's name in bed. And the big question is, of course, can Tate and Aaron's friendship survive? Holly and Tate are going to get their fresh start, but will Sophia ever stop trying to mess with this budding super couple? So right now, we've got Holly, Tate, Brady, Chanel, and Johnny all coming for Sophia. And from the sidelines, Sarah and Kayla are kind of hoping that they take her down. I do wonder if Melinda will encourage her to leave town. Sophia may need to do a walk of shame out of Salem because she's going to be the town pariah. And Melinda and Sophia may, in fact, cook up a plan to get them both out of trouble. Theo's going to be running DiMera while Tony takes off on a cruise, which leaves an inexperienced CEO in charge with nobody to advise him but EJ or Chad. Chad's a decent guy. EJ's super sketchy, but it feels bizarre for Tony to plug Theo into that role and then just immediately bail. We also could see Ari and Theo in scenes together. Gabby may not approve of that, but Theo already chewed Gabby out and said she was judging him for being autistic when Tony said he was making him CEO. So Gabby may just have to zip it. And I do wonder if she is going to tell Philip what has gone down. Plus, Thomas and Rachel are scheming to manipulate Chad, and he may put his foot down and have enough of this. I mean, how does Thomas think Chad is going to force Kat out of Salem? And I wonder at what point that Chad's going to realize that the stuff that's spewing out of Thomas's mouth is the influence of his cousin Rachel.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.